Hello Seawolves and welcome back to the show. Another 24 hours passed and today is the day that marks 4 whole weeks of Vendeglobe racing. So a lot of celebration going on throughout the fleet today. A lot of tactical things happened. Sebastian Simon had a long 24 hours. We're going to talk about all of it. But first, the most important thing of the day. I hope you have something delicious in your possibly official Seawolf mug. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cheers, Wolves!
Ecco, questo è un oceano indiano gentile al tramonto. Mare veramente incrociato, barca che parte in surf e si pianta all'onda successiva, ma colori del cielo bellissimi. Cioè ti fa avanzare a calci l'indiano, ma però poi ti regala dei cieli, dei tramonti, dei colori e si comincia già anche a vedere qualche albatros. I primi dall'inizio del viaggio sulla scena della barca.
And yeah, like I said, a lot of skippers a little bit celebrating today for 4 weeks at sea. And I mentioned that it's kind of a tradition to hide some cool things for yourself at certain intervals in the food bags, so that after a few weeks or a few days or wherever you kind of want to mark the time when you open that particular day bag for that particular day with your food, which is kind of the special bag with food for that particular day, then it's like really epic to discover that you put something nice in there, and today is a great example of that. Take a look.
Hi everyone! December 8th, 2024, the 29th day at sea, 4 weeks done of the Vendeglobe, and we are now 70 degrees east, which means local time here at 5 p.m. for you in Europe, 12 UTC, or midday 1 o'clock, exactly the time when the Vendeglobe started 4 weeks ago. So we are entering, just as we speak, into the 5th week. We celebrate that with brunch, because for you it's brunch time, and we make some pancakes. Same is happening on Initiative's curve, as I spoke this morning to Sam Davies, and we will compare our results. Special thanks to Jesse from our team, who gave me a small bottle of maple syrup from his home in the US. 4 weeks at sea.
C'est pas mal, hein?
Yeah, so next to all those type of little celebrations going on, there is still a long race to go, and especially interesting to take a quick look here at what Sebastian Simon was doing, because you can see this kind of squiggly line here in his track. And so last night he actually did 7 jibes. Now I already explained to you earlier that each jibes take generally between like 30 and 40 minutes, and it requires the switching of the water ballast, the extending of the foils and retracting of the foils, resetting the sails, resetting all of the internal weight. It's a very tough job, and apparently because of how the wind was coming at him, he was kind of forced by several wind shifts to do 7 of them in one night, which means that he basically spent 6 or 7 hours probably in the process of doing different jibes. So really a Goliath effort on his part, but yeah, I guess he's doing really well and still in a nice second position. Meanwhile, Charlie Dalin also did several jibes and speeding along at 23 knots. And it looks like, because the start of this Vendeglobe was relatively slow, so they were a bit behind on the actual record of making it to Cape Leeuwin in a record time, let's say, to be one of the fastest Vendeglobes around again. But Charlie is catching up fast, so it could just be that over the next 2-3 days or so that he's actually going to go ahead of the current record, and that he could make it to Cape Leeuwin just a little bit ahead of the previous record there, which would set him up for maybe also breaking the entire course record compared to the last Vendeglobe record, which I think is 64 days, or maybe it's 74 days, I forget. Either 74 or 64 days. Check me in the comments, Wolves, if you know the answer there. And yeah, so that's kind of a new factor that's going to be playing. If he gets ahead of it, that'll be like an extra little push to keep pushing hard and going fast. And speaking of going fast, a lot of people right now going very fast. Take a look.
Look at this. It's my bow wave coming off the back of the boat. Wow, what a beautiful day! Look at this! Sun in the Southern Ocean. It is beautiful. We've got the good configuration of sails. So the fractional Jenica and one reef in the main. It's blowing 25 to 30 knots. And a little bit of a lull at the moment, but this way I can come out of my my little shower curtain. It's like being born every time I come out of here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that it's beautiful and sunny and wonderful sometimes too. And so wishing all of you a very, very happy Sunday for those of you that are on Sunday. And yeah, have a great time, because I am.
Wow, so the Southern Ocean is really starting to deliver those epic sailing conditions, which are the reason for the race to go here. Big, long waves, lots of wind, water spraying over. You can see Conrad also explaining just how wet it all is, but at the same time, it is kind of epic, right? So really beautiful to see. Okay, let's dive into the actual tactics, because there's no real crazy news to report, no major breakages or anything like that. And I wanted to start today actually with the non-foilers, because we have kind of a new lead. It was a bit in this particular group between Isabel Joschke, but she's of course a foiler, and where is he? And Tanguy, because Tanguy was really putting the pedal to the metal as far as making it hard for Jean Le Cam. But over the last 20 hours or so, Jean kind of did what Sean does best, and he took a little bit of a different, more northerly route. So a bit different strategy than the rest, and he actually managed to still get out ahead, even of Isabel Joschke, who was quite a bit ahead of him before. He's still ahead of Ellen Rora, who has been catching up a bit, but right now is actually slower, because Jean is booking along at 22.6 knots right now, while Isabel Joschke is doing 18.7 and Ellen Rora is 18.2, and they're more or less in the same wind right now. 21 knots. Actually, Isabel is even in more wind right now, and Ellen also. They're both in a little bit more wind than Jean is, but Jean is doing a considerably better speed. And so, yeah, Laurent Jean is kicking ass down there in the Southern Ocean, and is actually kind of leading the second fleet. So it's between him and Damien Seguin is kind of the runner-up for the entire kind of second foiler fleet. So kind of starting with well, you could say Jeremy Bijou, but it's kind of still the front fleet. So let's say Justine Metro, who's nicely leading kind of the second fleet. And that ends kind of with Damien Seguin here. And then we have Jean leading kind of as best of the entire rest of the fleet. Pretty darn impressive, if you ask me, on a non-foiling boat. leaving still something like 5-6 other foilers behind and all of the non-foilers behind him. For a dude that's 65 years old and has been doing this, half of his life, quite amazing to see that, you can say about the technology whatever you want, but it shows that in the end it's still a lot mind over matter and strategy, reading the wind, doing your own thing, running your own race and just picking that right line, which makes sailing so interesting. And for Jean to every damn Vendeglobe prove that this old wolf sort of has, some secret stuff still to teach is pretty fun and impressive to watch. So really cool to see that. Okay, let's look a bit at the second fleet then after the leaders, because Charlie, Sebastian, Johan and Thomas Rouillant, all doing nice speeds and pretty much where we'd expect them right now. They're in good winds, going to be staying in good winds, so they're all nicely fast. Jeremy Bijou actually also had a very fast night again, in 5th position, like pretty solidly, and he's been going really fast. Some nice video also from on board. And so he's kind of leading that whole sort of second foiler fleet. And then of course, if we zoom in a little bit more, we have Justin Metro here, nicely leading that little wolf pack here with Boris Herman also, Samantha Davis and Clarice Kramer. It looks like Clarice completely off of that whole scare of maybe not being able to stay with this particular group. She's just hanging on, doing like very much a similar speeds to the rest of the group. So I think she's going to be staying with them. Then kind of the group behind there, Benjamin Dutroux, Roman Atanasio and Pip Hare. And Pip also, doing very well in 16th place, just a very nice steady run in good winds, doing good speeds, 11.6 knots now, but her VMG earlier was something like 9, so pretty good. Also some nice onboard video from there, by the way, check it out. And then all the way behind we have kind of the non-foiler fleet with pretty much everyone passing the Cape now except for Jean Zinju. And of course Zabo, who is doing nice speeds in the nice wind, and yeah, it's still going to take him probably 4, maybe 5 days to get to the Cape, but at least he's in the nice winds now and sailing along nicely. And so that's it for the update today. Kind of good, no crazy breakages or anything like that to report. So everybody in the race just having a great time, sailing fast, and I guess make sure to like, subscribe, share the videos with anybody else you think might have an interest. Thank you all, of course, for supporting the channels to the various merch. It's super nice to see all of the sweaters and the mugs and all that stuff going literally all over the world. So also a fun idea there for the finish. So this is still about a month and a half away. We're now looking to maybe do like a Seawolf event, because I'm going to be there in the Sables-d'Olonne again, just like I was there for the start. So if any of you are also planning maybe to go towards the finishing weeks, because it's always a bit hard to know when exactly it will happen, we'll probably do like a big Seawolf meetup for anybody who kind of wants to, meet up live, maybe in one of the cafes there, to have kind of a cool event with lots of people that are watching the show. Could be very nice. So already a little heads up that this is something that we're going to be communicating where and when and all that stuff in the weeks to come. Yeah, and with that, that's it for the show. So again, thank you all for watching and have a great evening. Ciao, ciao.